So you're talking about how communicating with people is a big skill to have. How important is it then to grow your network in the industry and to communicate that way?
It's very important. I think, whether or not you're a producer or you want to be a cinematographer, a production designer, or a grip, an electric, or any of the trades that work in the wardrobe department, I was never actually great at following up with people right after you meet them or staying in touch, but that's super important. And I'll tell you why. Because say, Cassandra, yourself, you go on and you work on a TV show, right? You meet a whole bunch of people and it's a 6-month employment, and then everybody kind of goes their way. If you have left a good impression, and then however you do it, whether it be an email or a text or send out a card or just follow up with people, keeping that network alive will mean that generally the people like me on the other side of it, when you need to hire somebody for something, for a show, and that often happens very quickly, meaning like a show gets greenlit and you're like, oh, okay, we got to crew up and we've got to hire people and we've got to bring on a producer and assistants. You go to your network, you go to who's in your mind. It is very important and it should be genuine. I think, to be honest with you, I would be very weary of it. And this would be advice, like, people who are trying to make money off networking you in the industry, don't do that. Go out, meet filmmakers, go to, partner with people at NYU or however you're going to, and then just follow up with them, create text networks, all this social media stuff, whether you're posting on an Instagram, stay in touch with people. Because here's advice I will give you: most very successful people won't have the time to remember everybody unless you make them remember you in some way. Make it genuine networking though. Like, right. If you stay in touch with the people at school, then as you start to build out and you go somewhere and you meet somebody and you're like, oh, they're going to be a filmmaker or this, like, follow up with people. It's just like producing is follow up and chasing a problem down. Like, your best asset is going to be your reputation and your network, as you start to branch out. So Cassandra, 10 years from now, you want to be well known for whatever profession it is, skill set you're going to pursue. And you want those that know you to speak well of you, right? That will grow your network. They'll say, oh, go meet Cassandra. The old joke, like, get me somebody that looks like Cassandra, get me Cassandra. Then, well, Cassandra's not available anymore. Get me somebody else like Cassandra. You know what I mean? It's like, you want to be known in the business for all the right reasons. And, it's so easy, I think now, digitally, text, email, social media, just connect, a fun way to connect. You'll read stories like Clint Eastwood, Ron Howard, or even the brothers, and a lot of directors and companies, they hire people they work with and like, and they go their careers because there's a lot to that, again, like, if putting together a movie or something, and I've worked with Nicholas and Mary, before, and they've been, really valuable, like, oh, let me call them. That's great. And then before you know it, you're like, your partnership becomes easy. That's another big part of this, whether it be, again, whatever capacity you work in. Somebody told me when I first started out, I moved out here, I took an acting class, and the acting teacher he was not a very good acting teacher, actually. He was terrible, but he gave us good career advice. He said, the key to success in the business is happy to be here and easy to work with. Happy to be here used to go, happy to be here, easy to work with. You kind of dance around and say that over and over again. And he was right, because a big part of this business is when you show up and you have to work 60 to 70 hours a week, you want to be around other people that are happy to be there and they're easy to work with and they're good at their job. We don't work at the post office. There's no job security. If you're a freelance filmmaker or an actor, or TV person, maybe your longest employment will be a couple years on a TV show that, 5 years, that keeps getting picked up, or sequels of movies. But by and far, you're an independent, right? So to stay valuable, you want the people that you work with to say, let me call Sasha, let me call Nicholas, let me call Mary, let me call Cassandra. They were all great, and I'm going to team up again. That's my team. So a big part of that, I don't know if this answers your question, Mike, is really being easy to work with, and don't bring your problems to work. Keep your personal problems or your financial problems, go focus on the job. remember years ago, an actress told me she was doing a reading. She's a friend of mine with Sam Shepard, the famous playwright, and off Broadway. And she said one of the actors came in and said he had a death in his family. It was his father, and it was really impactful. And they talked for 5 minutes, and then Sam said, "Okay, let's get back to the work," you know? And what I take away with that is, as horrible as the rest of your life is, and as difficult as the rest of your life is, when you go to that theater, or you go to that TV set, or that movie set, or music video set, or whatever it is, bring your best you to it. Leave your other stuff behind, come committed to that job, be easy to work with, you know. Nothing works more against people more than a negative attitude, you know. Like I'd rather hire someone who's less competent and got a great attitude than somebody who's more competent and just miserable to work with, you know. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but you understand what I mean.